Hey everyone, it's Nina. Today's yoga class is a little bit different than what we've done before. So class is for anyone who has ever worked with plant medicine, whether it be ayahuasca or psilocybin or San Pedro or yopo or KAMBO, anything. There's a lot of different plant medicines out there. So while the ceremonies are really beautiful and really help us to clear away things that are no longer serving us, sometimes after the ceremonies we can feel a little bit discombobulated, we can feel a little bit overwhelmed. We've had a lot of energy that has been moved after these ceremonies, and so we need to work into integrating all of this newness and this change into our lives, and that can be a little bit difficult. So what I found after my own ceremonies is yoga. Yoga has helped me so much to continue to move that energy, to really ground me, to bring me back to myself. So this class is going to be a lot of gentle stretches, so it's not going to be overwhelming. It's going to help to continue to move some of that energy and to relax you a little bit more and to continue to open up the heart. So for class today, you're just going to need a block and or a pillow. We're just going to use this at the end as a heart opener. So it's okay if you don't have any specific actual yoga props, especially if you've never really done yoga before. So, and no need to worry about that if you've never done yoga before. These are the stretches that we're going to do in class today are for beginner to advanced yogis. They're very gentle, so no need to worry about that. So to get started, just come into a seated position. If you have a block or a pillow and you'd like to place this underneath your hips to give you a little bit of a boost, kind of take some of that pressure off of your hips or your knees, you can do that now, just a personal preference. We're going to start off with taking a couple of deep breaths together. So place your hands down on your knees just to help kind of ground you, to come back to yourself. Close your eyes, sit up a little bit straighter or as straight as you can, and just imagine that you have this bright white light coming from the sky all the way to the crown of your head, all the way through all of those chakras, through your body, down your spine, into the ground. And it's just a swirling bright light. So allow yourself to imagine this beautiful light connecting you with the earth and with the sky. And just imagine the light is splitting at the top and at the bottom. So above your head and below your hips, creating these circles and creating this big ball of energy just completely surrounding the body. So this bright white light is going down the center of your spine and then splitting and creating this big circle around you. So we're just creating this nice layer of protection. This is an exercise that you can do at any time during the day to help ground yourself, to call upon your guides or your angels to come and protect you, to help you feel a little bit more grounded, a little bit more safe when you start to feel a little anxious or overwhelmed, to help clear your mind. And we're going to take a few deep breaths together. So exhale everything out of the lungs and the belly. Take a big inhale in. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. And just take a moment here with your eyes closed, coming back to a normal breathing pattern, to think about what you need the most. Maybe you need to feel a little bit more grounded. Maybe it's to be relaxed. Maybe you're looking to continue to move some energy or open your heart. Just take a moment to create that intention, because when we create that intention, we send out these ripples into the universe. We tell our cells in our body that this is what we are seeking, and so they will assemble and everything will just do everything they can to align with that intention. So feel that and visualize that within your own body. Begin to come onto your hands and your knees. We're coming into child's pose as our first pose in this class. So a couple options here. If you need a little bit of relief in your lower back, you can bring your knees together, heels together, and drop your hips onto your heels and extend your arms in front. If you want a little bit of a deeper stretch in your hips, you can bring your knees apart and then push your hips onto your heels. You can also place a block between your knees, underneath your hips if you need a little bit of a boost, if this is too intense of a stretch, or a pillow, just anything to give you height. So find your variation, take that. We will be here for about a minute or so, so find a comfortable position. Your arms can be above your head, they can be by your sides. Coming back to your breath. Slowing it down and allowing yourself to connect with the ground, to relax and surrender. Slowly start to come out. Place your hands down on the mat, coming into tabletop. Tuck your toes under and push your hips up and back into downward facing dog. We won't be here too long, just a transition posture. Start to walk your feet all the way up to your hands. You're going to take your feet a little bit wider apart, so you're going to take your hands in between your feet. And then you're going to step your right foot back, drop your right knee down to the ground, coming into lizard. So from here, if you're feeling a deep stretch in the hip flexor, you can hang out here onto your hands. Maybe you need a block, you can place your hand on the block if you need a little bit of a boost. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can come to your hands or down onto your forearms. Maybe roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. So find your variation and allow yourself to relax in this posture. Wherever you're at, start to come back up onto your hands. And all you're going to do is tuck that back foot under, bring it back up to the top of the mat. You're going to switch and bring that left foot back behind you, finding your variation. Maybe you feel a little bit more closed off on this side, or maybe a little bit more open. So just work with that, do what you can. Maybe grab that block, or maybe you want to go deeper. And we'll be here for about a minute or so, relaxing and surrendering into this posture. Gently come up and out of this pose. Tuck your back toes under, lift the knee up off the ground. Bring the left foot back up to the top of the mat. We're gonna sit our hips down into Malasana pose. So this can be a bit intense for some people, and that's completely fine. It just depends on how open your hips are. So if you need a block or 2 blocks or pillows to place underneath the hips to come into Malasana, you can grab those now, place them under your hips. If even this is not enough for you and you need something even more gentle, maybe you have really, really tight hips, you can always come down onto your back. And you can just bring your knees as close to the armpits as you can. So really just working on opening up the hips here. So take a moment here to come back to your breath, bringing your hands to your heart center, elbows to the insides of your knees. Maybe you rock from side to side, pushing the knees out. Coming back to center, closing your eyes, sitting the spine up a little bit more straight. Coming back to that light coming from the sky all the way through the spine to the earth. Coming back to that intention, reminding yourself why you are here, trusting yourself, trusting the medicine, trusting your body, feeling as safe as you can in your body. It is very resilient. It is doing its best to integrate in this 3-dimensional reality. So trust. Slowly come all the way onto your butt. You're going to bring your legs out in front. Roll onto your backs. You're going to hug your knees into your chest. Just give yourself a nice big squeeze. And then release your feet down to the ground. And then drop your knees out to the side, coming into reclined butterfly. So if this is a bit intense for you, you can place some blocks or pillows underneath your knees. And then place your hands anywhere that feels comfortable for you. So maybe it's by your sides, maybe it's on your belly, maybe over your head. Breathing deeply into that lower belly. Bring your knees back together, hug them into your chest, and then drop your arms out to the sides. Drop your knees over to the left and turn your head over to the right. Just a gentle twist to continue to open up the spine. Bring your knees back to center, drop over to the right, turn your head over to the left. Guide your knees back to center. We're going to come into our final posture, our heart opener pose. So grab that block or that pillow that you have. And we're going to bring this behind our back. So the way that I like to set this posture up is to have a block in between the shoulder blades. So if you feel where the bottom of your ribs are, that's where the bottom of the block is going to be, or a pillow if you choose to use the pillow. And then I have a block a little bit higher behind to place my head on. And then I like to place my pillow so it kind of looks like a little bit of a ramp that we're building here. So if you have a couple pillows, maybe you stack them up. So coming into this nice big heart opener. Getting comfortable here, bringing your arms out to the side. Bring your feet farther apart or as far as feels comfortable for you. And just allow yourself to relax and surrender. And just allow the muscles in the face to relax. Coming back to that bright light from the crown of the head all the way through the spine, connecting you with earth and sky. Letting your cells know, letting the universe know what your intention is. Continuing to put that out there with a completely open heart. Begin to come back into your body, making small movements with your fingers and your toes. Extending your arms over your head. Taking your time, gently come up to a seated position. placing your hands on your knees with your palms facing up. A lot of the poses that we did in class today were very intentional to help to move energy throughout the body, but also to come to a place of stillness. Because a lot of times our mind can get kind of crazy coming out of ceremony, trying to make sense of everything. When we find the stillness and we come back to the stillness, this is where the magic happens, because we don't need to figure anything out. We know that everything is always so perfect. And if we allow ourselves to just surrender to what is happening within us, that is where we can allow the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, to come in and to bring those really wonderful things into our lives. We don't have to figure it out. We don't have to know the how. And it's so important that when we come out of ceremony, that we continue to keep our heart open. I know when we come out of ceremony and we're around the shaman and all of these people who have had this very profound experience with you, it's very special, but then we come back to the real world, right? And we're around all these other people who can't possibly understand what we've gone through, and we try to communicate with them, and no one really understands. It's a very personal and a very intimate experience. You know, we're coming back to this three-dimensional reality. It can seem very harsh, and our first instinct is to close off. But what's really best for us is to continue to open up through our heart, which is why we ended with this heart opener. It's just a reminder that it's okay. Like, we are okay. No one is trying to hurt us or judge us or anything after our ceremonies. You know, after having these experiences, people just don't understand, and that's okay. You know what is true for you in your heart. And the more that we continue to do this work and we work with different plant medicines, then the more and more open our hearts get and the easier it becomes. So using tools like yoga or having an integration coach after ceremonies, or sitting with different modalities, whether it's rape or breath work or meditation, just finding different ways to ground yourself as you integrate and come back after these ceremonies is just so, so important. So thank you guys so much for sitting here with me, doing the work for yourself, for your families, for the world. It's really, really important, beautiful work. So thank you so much for that. I hope you enjoyed this class. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste. If you really enjoyed this class, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will create more and more videos like this. Just comment below if you enjoyed this class, and if you'd like to see more plant medicine classes or anything else, just let me know. I love making these videos for everyone. This was very special and very dear to my own heart, because I have been through that and sat through many ceremonies feeling very confused and lost and overwhelmed, and yoga was just an amazing tool to help ground me. So I hope that this helped you as much as it helped me in my own process. So thank you guys so much. I will see you on the mat in the next video. Bye.